We are back with a what sold video and a way to avoid eBay defects that may or may not be kosher.
I think it is kosher. It's one of the best alternatives to avoiding defects on eBay that I could even think of.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a shot if you are worried about a defect, if you've lost an item. Definitely make sure you stay to the end of this video so you can hear what we did to avoid one. So let's just get right into the what sold. This week we sold, it looks like, just looking down the list, a lot of eBay items, which is surprising because I feel eBay has not been my friend. But looking down the list here,
Well,
it's
you
looking
avoided the defect, so eBay likes you.
I guess
That's what it
that's
is.
what it is. It's what it is. So we're starting off with an eBay item that is a Laura Ashley dress. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me posting about changing the photos for this dress because it was a black crushed velvet dress with some beading detailing. And it was getting interest, but it was not being sold. So I upgraded the photos to kind of better highlight the details. Black is just really difficult to photograph. I don't know. Are you good at
It's the
photographing black?
I don't photograph at all, dear.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the person to ask.
Yeah,
So
it's really difficult. So I did do that, and I did a poll asking you guys if you thought it would sell better. Some of you said no. It's okay. I understand. It finally sold on eBay for $40. It was listed at 70. I probably had this overpriced, but I had put keywords in like Morticia Adams and goth and things like that. I was kind of hoping someone might buy it for like a Halloween costume, but I've had it for quite a while. I think I've had it since October 2022. So I was really
yeah.
feeling the Halloween vibes when I picked it up. And
There's a lot of items on this list that have sold from 2022. So it's either a quick flip or apparently 2022 are the only two times that we've ever done reselling effectively.
Apparently, those were our moments.
Next is going to be another eBay. This is going to be a pair of Beta brand sold for $30. You had them listed for 45. I believe these are a pretty quick flip because we don't keep Beta brands very long at all.
Yeah, beta brands are a tried and true for us. We've told you before the price point has gone down, but they're consistent sellers, so they haven't been sticking around for too long. They were just the regular beta brands that you expect. So these went really fast. So I'm perfectly happy with that sale. Next is another eBay item. This was a pair of soft surroundings pants. We sell a lot of these. If you get soft surroundings pants that have elastic waist, pull-on style, those are pretty popular and they sell quite quickly. This sold for $20 and I had listed it at 30. This was a quick flip, so we're very happy to see that go. And this is right in the range you're going to expect for soft
Yeah,
surroundings.
20,
Think
20,
20 to
30 bucks.
30.
20, 30 bucks. You listed them in February and we're only in March.
Yeah.
So
So pretty fast.
only a few weeks. Next is going to be an item that you hate me trying to make you wear.
Oh my goodness. So this is an item that I every once in a while I'll co-opt some items from our closet to wear, just rotating closet.
Everyone
and
is
all.
guilty of that. I've stolen probably more items than she has.
Yeah, and as long as the condition stays fine, then we will leave them listed. If something happens, of course, we delist them or list the flaws. But this particular item, for some reason, the sleeve holes on this item were just very small for me. It's not like I have massive arms. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like where they stitched on the sleeve. They kind of made the fabric not have any give.
Yeah.
So it kind of you were noticeable of the seam on your arm because it cut awkwardly across your bicep rather than up at the shoulder.
It's
I think.
because I'm super jacked, right?
Yeah, I
That's
get
what it is.
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So this
only
was,
reason.
of course, this was the Free People Moonshine thermal. It was blue. It had like a cold shoulder. It was very flowy, as you would expect for a Free People. It had been sitting for quite a while. Again, October 2022. And we ended up selling it for $25, listed at 40. And admittedly, I just wanted it gone because this man brings this shirt to me to wear
Every
all
time
the
she's
time.
looking for a shirt for just wearing around the house, it's always clean because she wears it, then doesn't want to wear it, so it goes either through the wash or back into the inventory. And it was a just endless cycle of trying it on and then deciding to find something else.
Yeah, it's constantly, hey, do you mind grabbing me a shirt? And he'll bring that to me. It's like anything but that, man. Get it out of my house. So good riddance. Buy Free People Moonshine Thermal. If you have massive biceps like me, I do not recommend, but otherwise it's a really cute shirt.
This one, have you come to terms with the next item? Are you
No,
over this
I'm
item?
not over it. No, I'm not going to be over it.
So this is a posh sale. It's going to be an outright sale. So you did this intentionally because you didn't want to sell it in the first damn place. It's a DVS red dress.
DVF, you said S.
DVF, Diane von Furstenberg, red dress, not a wrap dress. Important to note. sold for 150, listed at 150 within a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm not over this. So this was an item we've mentioned before. We love As Seen on TV, and I think everybody by now knows my favorite show forevermore is Gilmore Girls. And this one happened to have been worn by Lauren Graham on Gilmore Girls. It was a red wool dress. And as soon as I found that out, I was like, oh, I actually don't want to sell this. It was, I believe, not my size, but I had not emotionally gotten over that it was a Gilmore Girls item. So
It
I
could
saw
theoretically be your size at some point in the
yeah,
future,
you
probably.
never
Maybe.
know.
I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. So I looked up comps and it looked like it was selling for around 70 to 80. And granted, DVF does not always sell this high, so make sure that you're looking this up. Just want to be clear, DVF isn't a all opportunity seller. The wrap dresses do best, but $80 is actually kind of high. And I think that's because of as worn on TV. But I thought to myself, you know what? I'm not ready for letting go. I wasn't committed yet. So I'm gonna list it for 150. And then when I'm ready, I'll make the price
I
reasonable.
mean, this is one of our secrets. So stay tuned. If the biggest tip we can give you is if you want an item to sell, decide that you want to wear said item and you want to keep it for yourself because it will be gone before you get it home from the store.
I mean, this is fair. But I wasn't ready. I wasn't emotionally ready, so I put it at 150 and I told myself I will lower it when I am ready, when I have come to terms with this, but I still needed to get it listed cuz, I have a quota. I have to list so many items a day and I'm not sourcing as much as I was when I was full time. So I did that and within what was it? 2 days?
It was under a week. It was 2, 3 days, maybe.
Yeah, it sold while
Yeah.
I was sleeping. I woke up and I'm like, "No. It's
And
gone. It's gone now." And I'm sad.
I'm not going to turn up a chance to make $150. So it was out the door before she could really complain. I printed that label so fast so that she couldn't change her mind.
I still have regret, but hopefully it went on to a fellow Gilmore Girls lover and they appreciate it and enjoy it, but I still feel sadness. The next item here is a posh sale as well. It is a Quacker Factory top. Now this, I believe I got it from like one of the inventory boxes that we were doing
Yeah,
last.
in an effort to keep ahead of the endless demand for listing new items, you did a couple of the mail order bulk inventory systems, which
Which I want to do again. So if anybody has like
it also didn't work out particularly well. I was not very impressed with the quality of the items.
no, but like if anybody wants us to do thread up again, like, leave that in the comments and motivate me because I want to. Thank you. But yeah, people actually told us when we unboxed this that Quacker Factory does quite well for them if you get it at a good price. I had never sold it before, never really considered it. But this was a green leopard button down sweater, and it was, I believe, new with tags. We got this
New without tags
July.
because it had the button
Oh, new without
plastic.
tags. I'm sorry. We got this July 28th, 2022, or listed
Yeah,
it.
so do you want to revise that statement? Do you want to revise that it does quite well?
Well, that's what people had told us. We have sold Quacker Factory since this moment. Not often, but we have. The jury's still out with me. If you have good experience with Quacker Factory, definitely let us know below. Like, what are you specifically looking for? Is it the really kooky patterns? Is there something specific? Let us know. But yes, this has been sitting since July 2022. I had it listed at $35 and it sold for 20. So not too bad.
Yeah, for that long ago, happy to get $20 and just move it along. Next is going to be a posh sale. This is a Pendleton sweater with sheep on it, I believe.
Yeah, I call it like my farm sweater because it was
You have a couple like really ugly, bold farm animal prints. This was one of them. The other one has pigs on it, I believe.
that's my one of my favorite sweaters ever. So like calm yourself. But yes.
This was a really quick flip. So it's listed mid-February, sold a couple days ago or a week or two ago. Sold for $30, listed for 50. Happy to see something go for that. We paid only $4 or $5.
Yeah. Now this one had actually sold within a minute of me listing originally, and the person immediately canceled the sale. And the only reason I can think that they may have done that is this was actually a petite item, but I had listed it as not petite. I had just put like medium rather than petite medium because I missed it. So when they canceled the sale, I went back and looked at it to see like, is there something I missed? Is there something? And I realized that. So I'm wondering if it wasn't petite, if it would have sold faster. But it was so adorable. It was one of those items that you see it and you're like, oh, I have to actually have that. So Really happy with that sale, was very fast. Next item here is this our first ever New Balance
Yes,
sale?
this is a first ever sold item or sold brand, a New Balance pair of shoes.
I'm not confident on that, so if you go back and look at our solds and, like, we sold New Balance before, it's been years, so I'm sorry,
Sue
yeah,
us.
I'm not confident. But these are New Balance Minimus, and I wanna say that the reason we picked these up was because of the soles. They looked like running shoes, they were Vibram, and I wanna say they almost kinda looked like barefoot shoes, but not quite, like, they were
Yeah, they
similar.
were I think they were just a little bit odd, and I mean, we just gave it a go because the thrift store had them priced, because they were very dirty, in terms of covered in dirt and grime, not worn out. They had them priced very low.
Yeah, we are trying to learn, some of the more common sneaker brands because, of course, we know the big ones that are awesome to find, On Clouds, Hoka, those type of things, but for New Balance and Nike, for example, or even Brooks, we're really trying to learn
Yep.
what styles do well because it you can't just pick up that brand at the store and it do well, you have to know what to get, so we are trying to learn. These we had listed at $50 and they sold for 32 and they were an international sale, and they sold within about 2 weeks, so pretty
Yeah, I
happy with
think
that.
we were willing to take such a discount really quick because it was an international and they were gonna have to pay quite a bit on their end to get them to wherever they were going. So, we are mindful of that, and a quick flip, quick $30, we paid another $5, so
Right.
happy to move it along. This next one is going to be another quick flip. These are a brand that we don't find particularly often, but we've had some pretty decent luck with in the past. These are Rolla's jeans. I think just a pair of black normal jeans, nothing really special
I
or
wanna say they had flair to them.
I think they were flare, but no kind of crazy detailing or anything over the top special about them. Sold for $40. You had them listed originally for 60. They sold within a week or two, like probably 2 or 3 weeks, and can't really complain about that.
Yeah, we've had really good luck with Rolos. If you're not picking those up and you don't know about them, you should definitely check them out. That's spelled Rolla apostrophe S. I don't see a lot of resellers talking about them, so it's definitely a bolo that you should be on the lookout for. We sold a pair previously on eBay, but ended up finding out that there was a flaw on them after we shipped them out. Unfortunately, thankfully the buyer was very kind about it, and we ended up getting it resolved. Everything was okay. But ever since then, I've been kind of like, I wanna find these again because that was a really quick sale and a decent sale, so happy for those. The next item here is an eBay sale. This was the double RL jeans. If you watched our Boston flip, I don't even know how long ago. This says January 17th, 2023, so
So
somewhere
it's
in that range.
years ago now.
Yeah.
I found both of the pairs of the double RLs. For the record, I want that
You want that
acknowledged.
in
I Yep,
posterity. Got it.
I do. Because we had just seen Thrift for Life talking about it. It was top of mind when we went to the store and just happened to find 2 pairs donated by clearly the same person, same exact size.
Yeah, and
So
we'll link that video in case you missed it since it was forever ago, so we'll link that at the end here so you can see that what else we got in that trip, but we gotten 2 of
it was a
them.
great haul.
It
Great
was it
day.
was great. It was such a
Great
good
day.
day. We've already sold the previous pair a while ago on Poshmark. This one we ended up selling for 93.65 and had originally listed it at 200. I think that the original first pair that we sold also sold around 125. So I think I was just kind of like hoping to just up that price a little bit, but $100 for a pair of jeans. I mean, what am I going to be greedy?
You're not gonna complain about $100 for a pair of jeans. I
Right.
mean, let's be real here.
No.
Considering we paid like $7.
Yeah. And I'm not going to do that.
Next is another pair of beta brands. Now, these sold quickly after you finally decided to list them. Can we talk about how behind you are on your death pile a little bit?
Well, okay. So let's be fair.
These were lost and gone forever.
So let's be fair. When he says behind on death pile, it's not what you think. Like, so I don't have a massive death pile. Actually, I don't even have enough to list for the week if we're being completely honest. Like items ready to go. But what happened was we actually lost an item while we were I actually think it's the item we're going to be talking about at the end of this. We lost an item and we were in a hunt. We were searching everywhere. We were looking through every bin possible. We were like, okay, maybe it got like thrown into something it shouldn't have. Things happen, right? So we were going through everything. And as we were doing that, we started pulling out items that still had tags on them, like thrift store tags. And I'm like, I don't do that. Like, I mean, I do a lot of things that are probably not great for business. But what I don't do is I don't take photos of items that have thrift store tags on them. So I'm like, this is weird. So started like pulling some of those items and looking them up and realizing they were never listed. So what probably happened is, we were cleaning some point and one of us just like kind of threw it in a bin thinking we'll take care of it later. Didn't happen. We lost the item. So ended up finding these, listed them up. They're just tan regular beta brands. We listed them in February 2024, sold for 25 bucks, listed them at 40. And they'd been sitting for, I mean, we don't know how long, but it's
Probably years. Probably they've been just sitting there burning a hole in our pocket for 2, 3 years now.
yeah. So the blessing in disguise that we lost an item, but I'm happy to get that out so it doesn't feel like a waste anymore
This next one is going to be an eBay sale.
that
This
you
is
found.
I did. I actually did find this one. This is, I think, found after we had restarted thrifting
Yes.
again
Yep.
for reselling. So it's a Beyond Yoga jumpsuit, kind of just a ordinary jumpsuit.
It's lilac though.
It was a nice lavender lilac color. Sold for $25, listed at 40. Quick flip, sold or listed in late February, so can't complain about that. And yeah, well more than we paid.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more than this, but Beyond Yoga is one of those brands where I'm always so excited to find it, but it often sells for much less than I was anticipating. And I don't know. I can't figure that one out. If you guys have experience with Beyond Yoga, if there's certain things that I need to be aware of, please do let me know. But I still like finding the brand. It does sell, just usually less than what I'm hoping for. The next item here is a bundle. And I sold this bundle for less than I probably should have, but it is a bundle of a Lucky Brand sweater and a Pilcrow and letterpress sweater. Now, the Lucky Brand sweater we found out on review, I'd actually sold previously, and I don't know that I knew that. I do know, and I will tell you that if you are finding Lucky Brand sweaters, especially the long cardigans, open front or button down, but the long ones, they generally sell for 25 to 30 pretty quickly. So if you can get them cheaply, definitely do that. Don't just pass them up because it's Lucky Brand. So this one I think I picked up for like $3. And then this Pilcrow and letterpress sweater, I'm only paying too much for it. I've been sitting on it for quite a while. So when they bundled the two, I was like, look, I'm gonna get rid of this Pilcrow sweater if it kills me. So I had listed this bundle together for 90 bucks and I accepted an offer for 40. Granted, I had lowered the prices before she came and made the bundle for closet clear out that day, and then she made an offer on top of that. And I'm like, this Pilcrow sweater was killing me. It'd been sitting for so long, I couldn't get rid of it. The Lucky Brand sweater had no cost into basically, so I was
Yep.
willing to take it.
I think the Lucky Brand that sold before went to someone that viewed the channel in a bundle previously.
Really?
I
Are
think
you out there?
I
Did
think
you
you know
buy a Lucky Brand Stargazer
I
sweater?
think you know who it is, but or
I
have a guess of who it is.
I mean, I do. We have a lovely viewer who used to purchase from us all of the time, and I'm assuming that's who we're referring to here.
Yes.
If it is you, hello, we missed you. We hope you're doing well. If it was somebody else also from our channel, let us know in the comments. Did
But
you buy a
that's
Lucky
who I
Brand
think it is.
Stargazer sweater from
I
us?
think it was someone that watches the channel.
It very well could be, but I have not sold a lot of Lucky Brand sweaters because normally long sweaters at the thrift store, they don't even care what the brand is. It's priced high, but this,
Yeah, 9,
it was
10
a
bucks.
little bit pilly, so they were like, nobody wants this.
Yeah. Next item you actually found. So
I did find that. That's about it.
you found it and it listed and we sold it in like 2 days.
One day.
One day.
One day. Thank you.
So this is the Wilson baseball glove that we had mentioned, I believe, on the reseller
Reseller
recap,
recap. Yep.
where we said that we may have to raise the price because you had listed it originally at $50, and then I said raise it up, so you raised it to $85. Sold within a day for $55, so $5 more than you thought you were going to get to start with.
Right. So we had told you in the reseller recap, we are looking at the sporting goods category. I still know nothing. If you want to know why this baseball glove sold, I have no idea. We don't know. We can't figure it out. What I'll tell you is there's a lot of markings on baseball gloves that you can use to type it into your search. And I recommend at this point, I would just recommend typing all of them in. We don't find a lot of gloves, so it's pretty easy to like look through them all because
Yeah,
you're
there's usually
talking
two
one
or
or two.
three at the store.
Yeah, there's not much there, but it is going into baseball season, so people are looking. So this was the first sporting good item that we picked up that we sold. We did explain to you guys what else we've picked up in that reseller recap, but mine won. Mine sold first. Just
Okay.
saying. Just saying.
All right. We'll
All
see. We'll see what mine sells for when it sells.
All right.
Thank
Just
you.
saying. Just saying. All right. So
This
we
is
want to
the-
talk about the item.
Okay. So you sold this item
Yeah.
for not a lot of money.
Nope. $14.87.
$14.87.
Yep, on eBay.
Listed for 30, and it had been listed for Probably since you started. Like, it was one of the like the third ever item maybe.
Yeah. So,
And
first error was, I wore this item. Now, I didn't wear it often. It was a sleeveless thing, and I need sleeves or something. I don't know. I feel weird. So I didn't wear it often, but we know that I wore it for sure.
yes,
We double checked, and it has not sold anywhere previously, which we thought is what happened here.
which means it is still in our house. I have looked in every single space that an item of clothing could possibly be in this house, including the inventory, probably 6 or 7 times every single item somehow. And I can't for the life of me find it. And I want to use a different word, but this thing has been the bane of my existence. And as it sold on eBay, our choices were to find it, get a defect for not shipping the item, or figure something out. And we
Yes.
we we found what we think is probably a very creative solution.
Yes. So first of all, I'm gonna caveat this with saying I don't know how kosher this is, but I was feeling pretty upset about this because eBay and me, we have a tenuous relationship. We don't do so well and we tend to fight a lot. And I didn't want to fight with eBay because I'm trying to increase my sales. So after really stressing out about this, I decided, you know what, I'm curious if somebody else is selling this exact item. And thankfully, I ended up finding this exact item in the exact size in the same condition sold on Poshmark. And this person, I looked at and they had 1 day ship time. Everything looked great. And by some miracle, they happen to be a fellow reseller in the community. They are a YouTuber, they're an Instagrammer, so they're accessible. So I'm like, you know what? Worst case scenario, if I buy this item and I put the buyer's address instead of my own and they ship it out, worst scenario happens, the person doesn't ship it out and I get a defect. Okay? I'm going to get a defect anyway if I cancel it. So let's give it a shot. I ended up buying it. I did lose about $2 in the end of it all
Yeah,
because I was
the
able to get
shipping.
the same price on Poshmark, but the shipping, kind of it's more expensive on Poshmark for shipping. It's fine. So I ended up losing about $2, but it's been a few weeks now, no problems. It got delivered, everything was great. The person that I bought from on Poshmark actually communicated with me on Instagram. I let her know what happened. I was very honest about it. I'm like, I'm so sorry this happened, but this is just the situation. It looks like everything worked out. It looks like I avoided the defect, and it looks like everyone's happy in the scenario.
I think everyone is happy, and I think this is a better solution than either reaching out to the buyer and having it canceled or trying to find some other way to send either
Like a gift
gift
card
card
or
or some other basically apology for losing the item rather than just shipping them the item they asked for. And I don't think they're any the wiser.
yeah. Now I will say this only works from eBay to Poshmark. You can't do it from Poshmark to eBay because Poshmark doesn't allow you to use outside shipping, so you wouldn't be able to do that.
It would
Um
also work for Macari, I believe, technically, although you're not protected.
I mean, if you set up your Mercari listing to have outside shipping, I believe that it would work, but if you didn't set up your listing that way, I don't think so.
Hmm.
So it's a bit tricky. It's risky because of course you never know who you're buying from on Poshmark. Oftentimes people don't ship. People ship things that have flaws that you don't expect. There's so many things that can happen. But if you're in a situation where you're gonna get a defect anyways, if you can get an item and you can get that tracking number, then you're hopefully not going to get a defect. And even if there is a flaw, remember that when they open a case on eBay, if you have returns on there, then you don't get a defect for that. It's a seller rating thing. It's not a defect though. So it's worth trying.
I think this is low key the smartest way to deal with a lost item for eBay specifically. If you can find the item, if it's not an incredibly sought after, expensive, exclusive item,
And it's
and
not an extortionate price. You don't want
right,
to lose too much on this.
I think breaking even, losing a few bucks, it's more than worth it. And this seems to be the best solution I can think of.
Yeah, so I'm curious if anybody else has tried something like this, if you have feelings about doing it this way, I would love to know your thoughts. I will be honest, I made this decision very quickly and spur of the moment of just like, Whatever, I need to get this done. I'm too scared.
You say very quickly. This is very quickly after 17 hours of looking for this stupid item.
Yes, and we will find it. And one day you're gonna see me wearing it, and I'm gonna be like, "This
Yeah,
is
we're
it.
gonna be wearing
This
it
is
in
the
a
item."
video, and I swear to God, if I see this item again, I'm burning it.
Yeah. So let us know. Let us know if you would do this, if you've tried this before, if you have any experience with it. I'm really happy it worked out. I think we probably got really lucky, but it's something to definitely think about if you're selling things. A lot of us sell a lot of the same things, free people, a lot of things. So chances are that item is out there. So give it a shot. But that is our what sold for today. I am really happy with the items we sold, and I'm hoping that we're going to come back soon with maybe an algorithm update. So stay tuned for that. We're going to kind of give a look, see what we can find. Let us know if you have any thoughts, comments of how you are feeling about the algorithm that we can include. But that is it. Thank you guys so much.
And if you want to see the literal only time I've ever won a day at the thrift, make sure you check out the link here for the Boston thrift with me.